So just a couple of weeks ago, Marvel had Spirits of Vengeance, and I was making fun of it because we had a wheelchair-bound Ghost Rider, and I was like, oh my goodness, we're coming up with the dumbest Ghost Rider ideas of all time. You know, the Ghost Rider that's in a wheelchair is like Vengeance from the 90s or whatever, but he's separated from his human host, and he's in a wheelchair. They're like, yeah, that's a real good Ghost Rider. He's like riding a wheelchair. And we were on the Comics Aficionados, and if that is not part of your Saturday like scheduled appointment viewing, I don't know what to tell you. That's the best show about comic books in the entire world, as far as I'm concerned. We were throwing out really stupid ideas for Ghost Riders. One of them, I believe, was a pogo-bound Ghost Rider, like on a pogo stick. I think that one was mine. We also had another idea of like a roller blade or a roller skate bound Ghost Rider. And then I think I also came up with the idea, if you really wanted a real Ghost Rider, because technically the Ghost Riders that we've had have been drivers because they're driving motorcycles and cars. The Ghost Rider should be bumming rides from people or calling Uber, riding and then like bursting it into flames and destroying people's cars. And they were all really stupid, ridiculous ideas that you never do because they're not cool. They're basically just stupid. And Marvel actually took one of our dumbass ideas and put it in a real fucking Ghost Rider story. Like, yes, I couldn't believe it happened. And obviously this had been in production before we even had the conversation. And I couldn't have been happier with this. And I will give Marvel Comics this. They do warn you immediately when you open up the Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes Special #1 that it's time to stop reading the book. You open it up, you get to the page, it shows you who the editors are. And one of them is Sarah Brunstad, the worst editor at Marvel Comics, in my opinion, who has made it her, I don't know, life's goal, her ambition to hire every single person in the world that's a lesbian that claims to be a comic book writer. And they all work at Marvel Comics under the watchful eye of Sarah Brunstad these days. So I will give Marvel Comics this. They warned us, end here. It says end here, and it has a little point down to their names. That was the right move. Getting into this, Marvel's celebration for Robbie Reyes' Ghost Rider included a team-up with a possible new sidekick. The final story in Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes Special #1 is a phantasmic roller derby adventure by Melissa Flores. Robbie tries to spend a quiet evening with his younger brother Gabriel and his girlfriend at the roller derby when a portal full of hellhounds opens up the arena. While Ghost Rider takes care of the hellhounds outside the arena, some make their way indoors to terrorize the crowd. Just as Gabe and his girlfriend are about to be attacked, a new Ghost Rider named Fantasma saves them. So there you go. We've got a new Ghost Rider making her first appearance in a roller derby scenario. Do you think it's Pogo Stick? Do you think it's the Uber Rider? Or do we think it might be a roller skate bound Ghost Rider? And I like Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes. And this is normally a book I would have read, because I like the character, kind of like Lobo Cancellation Special. I didn't even know that book was coming out, but I was like, oh, wait, I like Lobo. I read the book. I was very happy. And I would have read the Robbie Reyes story, but then I saw Melissa Flores' name, and I was like, I remember that from somewhere. And I was like, oh, yeah, she's the one that did like Spider-Gwen Smash or something like that, which is really, really bad, like a really terrible book. And I told myself that day, I will never read another Melissa Flores written comic book in my life. And then I think she's also the one that ended up destroying Power Rangers after Ryan Parrott left. Everyone said it just went to absolute shit when she took over. But if you take a cursory look, a glance at Melissa Flores' social media, you will see she's exactly who she had to be. Yes, yes, yes. We always call it right here on Thinking Critical YouTube. Of course she's a lesbian. She's got to be a lesbian because Marvel is like the melting pot of lesbians. I don't know. They just go out of their way to hire every single untalented lesbian writer, not just in comic books, but in video games, in entertainment and stuff. And they just all congregate around Sarah Brunstad. So there you go. We always call it right here first. Melissa Flores, of course, is exactly who you thought she was going to be. Now, getting into the story of the big reveal, instead of riding in on a flaming car or motorcycle, Fantasma glides on rollerblades. Another difference between Fantasma and other Ghost Riders is her flame is a light blue hue, though she does have the signature Ghost Rider skull on her mask. Robbie Reyes eventually rides in with a pack of hellhounds leashed to his chains, allowing him and Fantasma to meet for the first time. Fantasma sacrifices herself by escorting the hellhounds into the portal herself, leaving Robbie to find Gabe and his girlfriend to head home. So there you go. We get the first appearance of the Ghost Skater, an idea that we came up with on the Aficionados, not because we thought it was a good idea, but because it was so ludicrously stupid that nobody would ever actually pay another human being to do something that lame and fucking dumb. And Marvel Comics paid for this. And you're like, I live for this stuff. This is why I have my channel now. I do and still enjoy comic books, and I like talking about the stuff I love. But man, when Marvel pulls a Sarah Brunstad book out and delivers it to you, it's like the pure enjoyment of looking at cringe personified. It's exactly what you know it's going to be. It's exactly what you think it could be. And it's always the dumbest fucking idea in the world, as if putting Ghost Rider in a wheelchair wasn't the dumbest idea in the world. Sarah Brunstad's like, fuck that. Hold my latte. I'm going to break out the Ghost Skater. That's what we're going to do. And you know this didn't have anything to do with Melissa Flores. She was just hired to execute Sarah Brunstad's idea. And boy, did she ever. And it's kind of weird that the costume actually on Fantasma, which I think was created before this book was ever even conceived, because I think it's based on a like on a variant cover or something, is eerily similar to the Radiant Pink outfit, I believe, that Melissa Flores had a character in the Massive Verse. The thing that Ryan Higgins, along with Ryan Parrott and some others are doing. Like, she had a Radiant Pink. We'll never see that character again because the book didn't sell and it wasn't very interesting and it was poorly executed. But the characters look the exact same, and I know that you're going to be shocked to hear this one. The character Radiant Pink happens to be a female person of color, and that's also a lesbian. What do we think old Fantasma is? Let's find out. As Robbie Reyes leaves the roller derby, Gabe can't help but talk about how big a fan he is of the Teen Ghost Rider sidekick Fantasma. Gabe likes her blue flames, roller skates, and pigtails. Before the story ends, we're taken to the locker room of the roller derby, where Fantasma reemerges from a portal. This time, she's in her civilian identity of local roller derby girl and calls her girlfriend to let you know she's all right. It's always the same character over and over again. It's like, all right, this is what I have, the concept for the character. Basically, it's going to be me, but we're going to call me a superhero this way. It doesn't matter what my powers are. It doesn't matter what I'm capable of. It doesn't even matter who the villain is. As long as the character is me, that's why I'm doing the comic book. And you get this stuff over and over again, whether it be Yudi Yang with Alyssa Wong and that stupid Captain Marvel series that got abruptly canceled very, very early on, or like a Steve Orlando with Somnus the Sleep Raper, the self-insert character that he had there, or it's Galaxy, the prettiest star or whatever from Jedzi Axelrod, or the character of Dreamer, which I guess was pulled out of the Arrowverse, but it's certainly a self-insert character at this point for Nicole Maines. And this obviously is another self-insert character from Melissa Flores, which actually already exists because Radiant Pink basically is the same character. It's another Latina lesbian. Shocking that a Latina lesbian would only write or create Latina lesbian characters at this point. And I love the modern trope of the boy gets into the car with his older brother Robbie, and he can't stop talking about how amazing this new character is. She's even better than the real Ghost Rider. She's got blue flames. She's got pigtails. Yo, this is so cool. And they do the same shit over and over and over. And they water down their product and they drive people away. But they put a smile on this guy's face. And that's all that matters to me at this point. I fucking love Marvel Comics. Please, never give it up. Continue on from now until infinity. Pretty please. Final observations about the book. Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes Special #1 teases more from Fantasma in the future, but we at least know she will be part of the upcoming New Champions launch. The series takes a bunch of sidekicks created for the New Champions variant cover series and properly introduces them into the Marvel Universe. Whether or not Fantasma is a part of the New Champions initial lineup when the series debuts is unknown at this time. I have a hankering suspicion that we will see Fantasma as one of the 4 or 5 characters that they break out first. Considering on one of the the covers, she's directly in the middle. It's the first character that you see. She has her own special cover from Luciano Vecchio, I guess is the one that created the character design. And then some of the other covers that they have, she's always prominently featured in there. So there's a pretty damn good chance that old Fantasma is going to be part of the new champions. Oh my goodness. That has the chance to be more cringy and weird than Steve Orlando's Ewoks, which has not come out yet, but I am very eager to fucking read. Like, what are the chances that we're going to get some gay Ewok, like teddy bear on teddy bear, like weird LGBTQ stuff in that book? Are we going to get a non-binary Ewok? Are we going to get a trans Ewok? There's a good chance, and I'm sure we'll be getting that much, much more in this new Champion series based on a bunch of fucking variant covers. And if that isn't the most Marvel thing in the history of the world, I don't know what is. And if Marvel's gonna Marvel, DC needs to DC and basically steal this idea and make their own version of it and fall down the fucking rabbit hole that Marvel have been doing for 15 years now. You can laugh or you can cry. I choose to laugh all the way home. Like, fuck yes. Our stupid idea, the dumbest fucking thing, one of the dumbest conversations we've ever had on Aficionados, just for giggles, came to fucking reality within a month. That's how stupid this world is. That's how stupid Marvel Comics are. And thank you very much. Please never change. If you were like, hey, there's a wheelchair-bound fucking Ghost Rider in the Marvel Comics universe, there is. And I actually did a video about it, having some fun with it. If I would have realized this was coming out, I probably wouldn't call this the stupidest idea of all times, because it's not, because we just got that one. Definitely check this video out right now.